the Brown boys, the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys. But we're here to talk about Jaden Ivey. And Jaden Ivey is an NBA player, well, former NBA player, because he was waived. He was waived for speaking up for his religious beliefs. And, you know, these people that claim to be all inclusive, all you got to do is say anything outside of what they believe, and then somehow you're hateful. So I want to play this clip of Jaden Ivey and then give my reaction on it. Very interesting. He gets conduct detrimental to the team while being away from the team, just speaking his personal beliefs. So I personally believe he got a lawsuit that he can potentially have against Chicago and the NBA, but we'll see.
Into it.
The world can make statements. The world can proclaim unrighteousness. That the world can proclaim LGBTQ. Right? They proclaim Pride Month in the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that you man, this man is crazy. This man, to the Christian, you're making the wrong statements. How is it that you can tell the man that he can't speak the truth? This is the life we live in, right?
So wait, we can have the one player for the Spurs, the white gentleman. He just called out the NBA for something similar. It didn't have anything to do with LGBT or any other group in that way. But he called out the immoral stance of the NBA when this is supposed to be a family type of business where you bring kids and little girls and little boys out to watch a sporting event, you know, and you're going to be honoring stripper night, Magic City night. Now, although I love a little Magic City night as an adult, but should we be pushing that to children though? And that's the thing. We've gone so low with our moral compass is that we call you lame if we just don't agree with doing everything in front of children. I'm of the world, but I'm not. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. So I'm not going to be okay with doing the things that us adults do, albeit that it's wrong, albeit that it's cool and it's fun. I may participate with adults because we can be judged with our full sound mind and knowing what we're doing. But children can be persuaded to get into something that they don't necessarily understand. So you should not be doing certain things in front of children. And we all know this. That's why there's an age limit for drinking. There's an age limit for driving. There's an age limit for damn near everything else except this type of conversation. No one wants to have this type of conversation. So this all-inclusive spirit gets this young man cut. And I'm waiting to see what he did. I'm waiting to see if he offended somebody. I'm waiting to see if he put people down. I haven't seen it yet. So let's keep going. Or I haven't heard it.
We can preach on righteousness, but we can't preach the truth. We can't speak the truth. And we the Christian is seen as insane. He's psycho. He's not right. He's not right. But doesn't God say preach the gospel to the whole creation? Doesn't God say go and sin no more?
So that came with a statement released by the Chicago Bulls, which I'm showing you on the screen. And they also had head coach Billy Donovan be the face and get out there and do their bidding and speak on why he was released. And this is what he said.
Billy, obviously, news that the organization really doesn't love to embrace today with Jaden. First of all, did you see what it was transpiring the last couple of days with him and the stuff he was posting? What was your concern level? Because it just, I mean, no one ever knows anybody. We've had a brief meeting with him, but he seemed to be spiraling. What did you see?
Yeah, I had not followed or seen that myself.
Holy majoli. Look at the way this media guy described Jaden. He said he seems to be spiraling. Boy. When they don't, instead, see, this is what's wrong with society right here. It's supposedly all inclusive. We're supposedly the most educated people in the world. And me, I didn't go to college, but to me, it seems like you can say most things to me without me giving a damn. And if I say anything, it'll just be my words back. And that's about it. But it seems to me the most educated, the most all-inclusive are the most sensitive, intolerant people ever. To invalidate a man's statements by just calling him crazy is insulting. This man is saying something. Now, you may not agree with it, but he's not, it doesn't sound crazy. To just pawn him off as crazy is disrespectful. This is supposed to be a Christian society. This young man is obviously talking about from his Christian base. And then other Christians and other people are going to call this man crazy because you don't agree with what he's saying. We living in dangerous times. We've been living in dangerous times. I've been telling y'all this whole time that this is the reason why it's hard for me to take a job. I don't want to be controlled in this way. This man didn't say anything yet to this point to disrespect anybody. Already he's being called crazy because you don't agree with his statement. Already you want a man to be out of work because you don't like or agree with his statement. That's too much control for me. How can you go home and tell your children that daddy love you, daddy got you, daddy gonna make sure you always good? But if daddy say one thing that the world, this disgusting world, this sexual deviant world, if we don't say the same thing that aligns with the world, then son, I won't be able to feed you. No, man. That's wild. And they're putting it in your face. And Christians, I want to know, what do you guys have in place? Because I'm a Christian, but I'm not as strong in my faith as I should be. But what do you have in place for a guy like this who stands up and say something like this? Is he going to be another guy that just get made an example out of and show other people why not to speak up and say that? Because that's what this is. This is going to be a public lashing. They're going to make this guy seem crazy. They're going to make him seem hateful. They're going to make him everything that they are. These are the hateful. These are the people that are not inclusive. These are the people that cannot have a conversation outside of total agreement. And once they heard what he said, they're going to put all of those negative stereotypes onto him when they're the ones going to be displaying the behavior. Already the reporter is saying this guy is crazy.
I mean, no one ever knows anybody. We had a brief meeting with him, but he seemed to be spiraling. What did you see?
Yeah, I had not followed or seen that myself, but obviously Beth had shared some of the stuff that was going on, right? And we've been on this road trip. I would just say this, at least since I've been with the Bulls, we've got people from all different backgrounds,
right?
Inside the organization. So I think the first thing is how well organized. This goes for players, I think coaches, everybody in that building. It's always been, I think, that it's been from the top, like, we're all going to work well together. We're all going to basically take care of each other. We're going to accept each other. And I think we're going to be hardworking. We're going to be accountable, and we're going to be respectful. And we're going to be professional. I think that's kind of what it's been. I know some of the things that we put out there. I think it's a situation for him where, it's on his own personal Instagram. I don't want to get into what he put out there, but certainly I hope for him, he's okay. I don't know. Like, I've had conversations with Jaden and stuff, and he's been always about rehabbing his knee and trying to get back and forth and want to play. But I think organizationally, there's certain standards I think we want to have as an organization to try to live up to those each and every day.
The Bible is true. They said my conduct is detrimental to the team, right? Why didn't they just say we don't agree with his stance on LGBTQ?
Because that question sounds crazy, dude. That is crazy. That is too simple, and that's too hard for us to answer. That's too hard for them to answer. So they have to make you look crazy. So yeah, man, you even asking that question sound crazy. Y'all see how crazy he sound? Don't this guy sound crazy asking logical questions like, hey, what did I do that was conduct detrimental to the team? I'm not said anything disrespectful to the team. I've not said anything disrespectful at all. Giving my opinion on what my beliefs are. Boy, this guy sounds so crazy.